Hi, it's Lauren, and I wanted to give you a quick insight into a tool that has been invaluable for me in my life as I juggle all the things that I'm up to. So, as you know, I have a full-time job. I also run Verve Leadership in my spare time, and I am a mom of a 6-year-old and a wife, and I'm sure lots and lots of other things. But one thing that's really critical for me as I do all this is planning. So I got a gift from my dad for my high school graduation, and that gift was a course, Franklin Covey daily planner, like introductory course on like how to manage your time. And it was a really thoughtful graduation present from my dad, who's a very thoughtful guy, and he really thought it would be important for me to like learn how to manage my time as I was going into college. And so I went to the class. It was probably like a 1 or 2 day workshop. I'd never done anything like that before, like in a hotel conference room or whatever like that. It was like me and like a bunch of, working professionals. And I definitely was the youngest one in there by miles. But you know what? It really, really paid off because I have used that sort of planning system in various iterations throughout my entire, 20 some years I've been in the workforce and in college, in grad school and whatnot since then. And it's always been great. But at some point I realized, the planning system itself was pretty expensive to get the pages and to get the layouts that you wanted. And then also, I just sort of outgrew the rigidity of it. And I've always just been looking for something else that could replace it. And so I did, the bullet journal for a while. I use just regular calendars and daily planners. There are times I just stopped doing it at all. But, from the origins of that course, and of course a little bit of just who I am, I also was able to like transition that structure into a career. So for many, many years of my career, I actually was a project manager, and I used a lot of those time management and planning principles in my work. And it's been something that's really gotten me a lot of accolades, and I really do think it's helped move me forward in my career because I was able to, plan so well using those tips. But like I said, at some point in my personal planning and, always juggling, I've always had a side hustle. I've always, had a full-time job. I've always had a lot of interest in things to manage. And so I've always been looking for the perfect system to use. And maybe in 2018, I was just doing some research and just, gathering a bunch of tools to use. And I came across the Passion Planner. And what's interesting about the Passion Planner is at that time, I think it was still pretty new. And so I got in on a deal. It was like, a reduced rate introductory price as they were just testing it out. And so I bought it. And at the time, I probably bought too many, and I tried a different system for that year, 2018. Then 2019 came around and I was really into bullet journaling. But then 2020 came out. And I was like, I think it's time to pull out that Passion Planner. And so I did, but of course the problem was it was 2 years old at that point. And I went to the site to look at buying a new one, but I just felt like, I have one and it's blank and it's good. Let's just try to use it. And so I did, and I really have really put it to my own use. So the thing that's really nice about it is it gives you some introductions as you're getting started. These are things that I'm pretty comfortable with already, but I really do value that they spell it out for you. So I'll show you a little bit. And this is again from 2018. There's newer ones available now, but I bet the system is basically the same. So they give you some background around why planning is important. And they really talk about like a full life plan and like big goals, and then breaking them down into small pieces, and then breaking those small goals into your weekly activities. And so they give you some examples and ways to go about doing it. So for me, I'm not necessarily interested in a time management tool. I don't need what I'm doing on a day like agenda. I need something that's more like a task list or a to-do list. And so that's what I've created for myself with my planning pages. So I always create, these layouts for myself that tell me what I need to do, tell me what's coming up in the week ahead. And so I've just sort of created that for myself. And I use a lot of washi tape, and I use a lot of markers and pencils and stickers to decorate for my needs. And I find it to be really fun. I'll normally do like a week at a time, and sometimes I'll do a whole month at a time if I'm really in a roll. I've even got my own little passion planning kit here. So I've got my X-Acto knife for cutting. I've got some stickers. I've got washi tape, colored pencil or colored pens, gel pens. I've got some tape. I've got my whiteout. I'll show you how I'm using that whiteout stick to design my page. And then I've got my other colored pens and some more whiteout there. So the reason this is important to me to have all these things in one place is because I'll normally take this down to the dining table and like work on my plan with my family around. So I'm not just like out on my own. And my daughter gets in on the game as well. She really enjoys using the different colors. So I'll just walk you through a little bit about what I do to set up my page. So as you see, this is the week of August 5th, but from 2018. And obviously it's not that date for me right now, so I need to update it. So I'll just kind of look through my stuff and see what I've got that looks fun. So I'm gonna do like a little mini to-do list on my page over here. The main thing is to get the layout down. So I'll take my washi tape, and like I said, I like to make my days be a little bit structured, and it's about my to-dos in a given day or a given week. And so I cover over the time because I don't need that. And you'll start to see it's really fast to do. So it's first just coming up with the format and the layout, and then it's filling it in. So I'm just going to cover up the time. I'll go back and make this a little bit prettier later. But right now, this is what I like to do to start. So I'll cover off the times. I'll just do it for one side of the page right now for our purposes, which I hope you can see. Which side am I on? This one. Okay. So cover up the time, so I don't need that. And then I cover up the personal and work to-do list because I personally have more to-do lists than that. So what I do is on the bottom part, I'll write out the different categories for my needs. So on the bottom, I have one for my private practice, which is Verve. And then I'll put a little bit for work, just main to-dos for work. And then I'll add in a section for personal. And these are just like my weekly things that are just on my brain that I want to make sure that I'm paying attention to. And then when I have my little list going, I'll start mapping it in to the full page. The next thing I'll do is I'll break out my days into sections as well. And I forgot, I learned a new way to do this. I want to start putting in the color first, the solid color first, but whatever. For today, we'll do it like this. So I have 3 sections that I break my page into. And the reason I do that is because on the top, I'll put, well, I won't write, on the top, I like to say, these are the meetings that I have. So I do some prospecting meetings. I try to capture who I'm prospecting for clients, prospective clients. And then I'll write down, who I actually have meetings with. And then I'll write down anybody else that I just talked to that day. And that really helps me keep a running tally of, am I having conversations, whether coaching conversations or prospecting or am I meeting new people and like expanding my network? Or am I not? It just helps me track who I talk to and how often I'm talking to folks. And then here I'll do my to-dos for Verve. That's my company. And then I'll have my work to-dos as well. And I just kind of make a note of that on my tape here. And my work section isn't super big because I do have my whole Outlook calendar and my whole, system at my work desk. But this is just like things to keep top of mind. I want to make sure I don't lose them. And I also forgot, normally I use a Sharpie pen when I'm writing over washi tape. Hopefully this won't smear over time. So what I really love about the Passion Planner pages is that every day it gives you a focus area. It asks you for the week, what are you focusing on for the week? And then what are some good things that happen? So I like to decorate those and give them a little bit of extra attention. So I'll use a little sticker here for this week's focus, and then some good things that happened. I want to emphasize those. So I'll put a little sticker here to make that nice and pretty. So I really like that I can customize it with my mood for the week, right? And then what else? They have quotes on every page. So I am a slow walker, but I will never walk back. And so they'll give you the quote, but then they'll give you something to make it more active. So they say their little tip is to focus on each step of your journey, clearly define your intentions at the beginning of each day, and write them in your today's focus sections, which I love. It makes it actionable. The other thing I love about this planner is, oops, it did smear. So I'll go over that later, no problem. The other thing I love about this planner is it gives you a month view, and again, helps you to prioritize what's your focus for the month. And then it also asks you, people to see places to go. Well, with COVID, we're not really going places, but it's good to kind of have that. And I can retitle that or change it how I want. I love this mental idea of a not to do list. Like, what are some things I'm just not going to handle right now? And then prioritizing your projects. I really enjoy that there's a section to do that. And then over here, break it down, create a mind map of this month's game changer. So what's your big idea for the month, and giving you some space to do that. And then the final thing I really love is the monthly reflection. This is crucial. I love, love, love this. So this is my moment to pause, to do my reflection on what I actually accomplished in the month before. It allows me to think a little bit more about what I'm hoping to achieve for the month coming up. It makes me go back and look at and take stock in what I did. And then it also allows me to celebrate my accomplishments. And I really love having this specific space outside of my journal, outside of a scrap of paper, but fixed, in the moment. I can't move on to the next month until I've done this sort of format. And then rating your month on a scale of 1 to 10, I just think is really positive. So I love, love, love this feature. And again, by stopping and pausing and filling this out, it's then the moment to then start recreating or creating for my month or week ahead. So that's a little bit about how I use my passion planner. I'm really excited for 2021 and to get myself a new planner. This has been really fun, but it is, it's not tedious, but I'm just excited to see what other models and plans they have. I'm looking to get an undated planner going forward, and just seeing what that could be like. And I want to see if there are any different layouts that, might allow me to not have to spend so much time laying out and creating the page because I have to overdo things. I'd love to spend more time just playing and decorating instead of doing it for functional purposes. But this has worked really well for me. It helps me to be intentional. I get to play a little bit before I start planning, and I get to make it my own, and I really love that. So I thought I'd share that with you. If you enjoy, let me know. If you use a passion planner, let me know. And especially if you're inspired to start using a passion planner now that you've seen this, let me know that too. All right, thank you, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.